Bizarre Brain Comics. Well, hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time I'm going to look at a little handful here of the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman from Charlton Comics from the 70s. Now, that was a long time ago, and for those who just may not know about the $6 Million Man, gotta wet my whistle first. Okay, this $6 Million Man is an American science fiction spy adventure TV series running on ABC from 1973 to 1978. It's about a former astronaut and test pilot, Steve Austin, played by Lee Majors, who survives a crash of a test vehicle, but has a broken body, losing both legs, an arm, and an eye. His body is rebuilt using artificial bionic parts, giving him a measure of super strength and speed. He is then used as a super spy for an intelligence organization, or intelligence agency, the OSI, Office of Scientific Intelligence, and sometimes it was referred to as Office of Strategic Intelligence. And it is fictional, a fictional organization, but there is an actual organization called the OSI. Okay. The movies and series are based on the novel Cyborg by Martin Caidin. I did a short video just last week featuring all the $6 Million Man novels that I've gotten, which including the 4 Cyborg novels by Martin Caidin. The series ran for 5 seasons. It's 99 episodes plus 6 TV movies. 3 movies from before the weekly series, and then 3 several years after that. It had been it had 1 spin-off series, The Bionic Woman. Okay, and then now we're talking about comics. The Charlton Comics produced 2 titles of the $6 Million Man, a color comic and a black and white magazine. I did a couple months ago. I showed my black and white $6 Million Man magazines along with some other black and white magazines. And they're good. The comic was more was closer to the TV show and aimed at a young audience, and the black and white magazine was a bit darker for a more mature audience. The Charlton Comics ran for 9 issues from 76 to 78. And the Bionic Woman ran for 5 issues from 77 to 78. Yeah, I loved that show when I was young. I loved the book, the novel Cyborg. The first copy I had, I read so many times that it fell apart. It was one of my favorite novels. And I liked the others too. In the a significant difference in the novels from the show was that he did not, his bionic eye, he couldn't see with a bionic eye. It was just a camera, and it wasn't he didn't lose his right arm but his left arm in the books, and he was neither nearly as strong nor as fast as they showed in the show, but he was much stronger than a normal human, and his limbs could be modified. Like he had a CO2 dart gun in his arm that would fire from one of his fingertips, and could be either poison or anesthetic. And he could they have, if the missions called for it, and other modifications as time went on, as the missions called for it. He had, or could have, an air tank, a small air tank inside one of his legs, so that would allow him to just pull out the hose and mask, and he would be able to breathe for short periods of time underwater, or in a toxic gas environment and stuff like that. So let's have a look here. This is issue number 1 from 1976, and it has Joe Gill was the writer, with Joe Staton as the artist. And for the first several issues, Joe Staton was the regular artist, and I think Joe Gill was the writer all through the run. And here in this first issue, I really like Joe Staton's art from this time period. When he was working at Charlton, he did E-Man, and he did various stories for the Charlton horror comics and the Primus TV show tie-in title as well. And I really liked that. That was the book that really introduced me to Joe Staton's work, and it's really nice. Now this starts off with an abbreviated version of his origin, the crash, the construction, etc. And then it's followed up by with what I guess what they're saying is that first or early mission when he's working for the agency. And here's issue number 2. Oh, I forgot to mention that Joe Staton did cover painting on this issue as well. He did a good job, and he always did a good job. And I really like that era of his art better than a lot of his later stuff. And I think that might have been from editorial. Anyway, then here's issue number 2 with a cover by Neil Adams. And Neil Adams did some of the work on the black and white. And here, this features some kind of like a bionic voodoo doll type thing that helps. That I forgot. I don't remember. I haven't read it in a long time. I might have to. Is connected and helps to control him. But the whole thing is basically to be run into an ad, which they have at the end here, an ad in the last panel for the $6 Million Man action figures that were coming out at that time. So that's it. And here's issue number 3. I can't tell who. Castellan, I think, is what the name on this cover painting. This is a nice one. Nice one too. Still with the this is written by Nicola Cuddy, but still with the Joe Staton artwork. Lots of action, adventure. It had had real good resemblance of the actors in these stories, like Oscar Goldman there. It looks like Richard Anderson and stuff. And here's issue number 4 with a cover painting by Jack Sparling. He's fighting a gator. Let's see, what's it? Yes, oh man. Yep, he fights a gator. And I don't know what else is going on here. It's been ages since I read these. Lots of good action and fun adventure. And then issue number 5, another Jack Sparling cover. And still Joe Staton. No. I think this one's, it doesn't give the artist credits in this one. But I think it's Fred Himes and Pat Boyette, because they take over the art chores after this. And then we, yeah, 5. Then 6 still, Jack Sparling cover, and this is a really good rendition here of the modified Saturn V rocket to fit, because it's not supposed to be the standard stuff, but it's a really good job there. Nice artwork, pretty decent resemblance. Probably not quite as dynamic as Joe Stanton's work had been, but very nice nonetheless here. And this is definitely Himes and Boyette. And really, really, really nice. The final test here, he is going as a test pilot again. Some nicey stuff. And then here he is, issue 9, the last issue, because I missed. This one was issue 8, because I missed issue 7, and issue 9, the last issue, and Himes and Boyette. And this was different because really same art team, real nicely done, very nicely done. It has Steve up against 2 bionic criminals, as he's trying to find Rudy Wells, who had been kidnapped several months before, and had been forced to build bionic parts for these other people. But they wouldn't have necessarily been able to do that, because they needed the entire facility to and the resources of the facility to get all the materials, and construct all the parts to build this part. But it's still a fun story. Then here is the Bionic Woman #1, and this whole series is drawn by Jack Sparling. I think he does all the interior and art and covers, and he does a decent job at of making a resemblance to the actors involved. But here she is often in a form-fitting workout suit. Give her almost like a superhero costume. But it's not action-ended. Good old action adventure. Hey, that's a real nice one of Lindsay Wagner. And there, that's issue 1. And then we skip to issue 4, because I don't have 2 or 3 that I know of. I might have it someplace else and didn't know it. Same. I think it's the probably Joe Gill writing this as well. And this is against a robot lady. That's action, and then the last Bionic Woman issue of Bionic Woman, number 5. Same creative team. You can see Richard, really nice interpretation of Richard Anderson right there. I don't think they ever did any crossover stories in the comics, because they had several crossover stories on the TV show when they were on the same network. The last season of I think it was the last season of the Bionic Woman. Might have been the last 2 seasons of Bionic Woman. She was her show was on a different network, and after that they had no more crossovers, except for the characters of Oscar Goldman and Rudy Wells. Otherwise, so there we go. A little fun of bionic fun. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Tell me how much you love the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. Have you read any of the novels? Have you read any of the comics? Do you even remember the show? At least in reruns, if you never got to see it first run. Let me know in the comments down below. And remember, comics are art.